rolling on the Supernatural anime.
Oh, how fun.
I was gonna do it too, and I was like, that would defeat the purpose. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where I cover nostalgic, obscure, otherwise strange content. Natasha's still here. We are doing a video on the Supernatural anime, which I didn't know existed until, like, you told me about it a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched it?
I've seen parts of it. I had it on DVD for a while. It was one of those things where back when I was collecting DVDs, I was like, this is so cool, I'm gonna buy it. And I tried to watch it, and it didn't have Jensen Ackles in it. It has Jared Padalecki as Sam, but it doesn't have Jensen Ackles as Dean. And I, at that point, was like, nah, I've got better things to do. So no, I've not actually seen more than a couple.
I only previewed like the first couple minutes of the first episode because that's what I'm gonna pull up for us.
Yeah.
I still have the Star Trek from. No, get rid of that. Hang on.
Yeah.
It's very violent. I feel like I need to give a warning. I'm obviously not going to put in, like, the worst violent-y parts, because I don't even think YouTube would be okay with it.
Probably not. YouTube would
anime
be like
violence, but it's very violent.
on.
But it's violent. But yeah, if that's not something you feel like dealing with right now, that's cool. There's other videos you can go watch.
Yeah. You can go watch our Star Trek one. If that one's up by the time this one's up.
that one will have gone up before this one.
That
one's depressing.
Well, that's actually depressing. Yeah, no, you might not want to watch that one either. watch one of our other ones. Watch the Trouble with Tribble ones.
That one's delightful.
That one is delightful. Watch that one.
But yeah, I'm just gonna start this.
Boy, that's terrifying. Somehow it's worse in animation. I don't know why that is.
All of this is unsettling.
It's got like a Full Metal Alchemist vibe, except for it does serial killer.
First thing I thought of, I was like, damn, this is like Death Note.
Yes,
it's like dark.
It is.
All right away.
What's wrong, Amanda?
Why is she naked? Well, she's not naked completely.
She's got a bra, but
she's got a bra and panties.
They just really wanted us to be as uncomfortable as possible.
Why are you doing this?
It's like Criminal Minds.
You rejected me, Amanda.
That's a valid reason to knife somebody.
I'm your husband.
No, you're not. You're not, Zach!
That female voice actor is doing a good job, I will say. The animation, I think she was supposed to be screaming louder. Somehow.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Sweetheart, believe me. I am Zach.
Yeah, this is mostly where the warning came in.
No!
Yeah, I thought they were gonna cut away. They just don't.
Wow.
Yeah. How is this more violent than the show?
I don't know. I'm concerned.
I was previewing it, I was like, oh, we're gonna get that cut to black and she's gonna die, and then they just didn't
continue going.
And they just kept going. So she got cut. We did not cut. And I'm also sad that we don't get, like, an anime intro. I was like, what does a Supernatural anime intro look like?
Yeah. After that, I feel like we need something.
Just vibing in the car.
Dean looks so weird. I mean, Sam does too, but...
They captured his, like, design a little bit closer, I think.
Yeah.
Something about Dean's hair is just a little bit off, but...
It is.
This is also a very petty complaint. The Yellow-Eyed Demon did not have a fedora.
No.
It works for him. He's pulling it off. Maybe he should have always had a fedora, but he didn't have a fedora before. So I was a little bit like,
No. Plus, wasn't Sam like 4 months old when that happened? Or 6 months old, something like that?
Yeah, he didn't remember.
No. Oh. Somehow that's more violent, too.
Yeah, editing around all this is gonna be fun.
Wakey, wakey, sunshine.
Okay, another petty complaint. Dean has green eyes, not brown eyes.
He does have green eyes.
He has very green eyes. He is one of the only actors that I've seen that actually has green eyes.
Truly
green eyes, other than Robert Sheehan and a handful of others. How dare they?
We still got another 500 clicks till we get to Missouri.
Missouri? I thought we were headed north.
Depending on where they are, they could be headed north if they're going to Missouri, but
Front page. Sounds pretty gruesome.
It looked pretty gruesome.
Bloody murder. Husband kills new bride with cleaver. Charming.
Okay, so Jared Padalecki here conveys the exhaustion of Sam very
He's like,
well
"Whatever."
here. He really conveys that spot on.
All of the suspects that were arrested claimed that they were in a different place at the time that the murder was committed.
He looks so happy.
It's like murder. There's a guy, I'll have to like tag him because I can't remember his handle off the top of my head. There's a guy on TikTok who does a really good Dean cosplay. I don't know if you've ever seen him.
I don't think I've ever seen him.
He also does like Marvel cosplays, but he does a really like spot on Dean. I'll have to show you after this.
Yeah, you'll have to.
But I'd rather spend our time trying to find Dad.
Okay, to be fair, also, Sam has hazel eyes, not brown. They both don't have brown eyes. I know that this said it was based off of it, but get the color scheme right.
We're becoming those fans that are like,
Get the color scheme right, okay? I don't ask for much. This is a personal pet peeve.
Dad would be doing the same thing if he were here, and you know it.
Whatever. Suit yourself.
But roads are so wide.
Yeah.
Grab like 6 cars on the road.
At least.
I actually do. I want to say I really do like I very much like this art style.
It does.
They did a good job.
They
on the
did.
art.
They did a very good
I
job.
want to make that clear. I'm not
Yeah.
hating on the art.
I'm not hating on the art, just the eye color. And it's funny because it's like when you see this kind of art style, even if it's dark and gritty, you still think of Japan, you know, in that whatever. But this is supposed to be America, so it's interesting to kind of see how they took what America looks like and sort of meshed the two styles together. It's interesting. Hopefully, this is a more benign whatever you can show them. It's an interesting kind of meshing together of the art styles.
Yeah, because like America has some pretty places, but I would say
Yeah.
Japan is objectively a prettier landscape.
yeah.
So like, they have
Yeah.
to use this really pretty art style to
Yeah.
portray just like some rural part of America,
Yeah.
which seems like kind of a waste of the
It
art
does,
style.
it does. It kind of seems like it just doesn't marry together. But it's very interesting. It's kind of got a weird feel to it, but it's not a bad feel.
Excuse me.
They just wanted to show us her butt.
Oh yeah, and her triangle between her legs.
Of course.
I'd like to talk to Detective Boyle, please.
And what would this be about?
Davis and Martin, miss. We're federal marshals.
Looked like he was holding the thing upside down, like Cass that one time.
Is he around at all?
You're looking at him. Detective Catherine Boyle. What can I do for you, Marshals?
They're frozen in fear.
They are.
They're like, oh no, a girl.
What do we do?
Good to meet you, Detective.
Don't get me wrong, because they have done a good job. The voice acting is a little bit stilted. It doesn't flow. I think the only person that really flows is Jared Padalecki somehow. Not that I'm used to, I don't know if he's done voiceovers before, but these particular voice actors, it's almost like stops and starts. And I know that they originally recorded this in Japanese, so the dubbing,
this is dubbed.
it would be dubbed, but it kind of has that dubbed feel, and I was kind of hoping it wouldn't, but it kind of does, it's not bad, but, you know, I'm being picky.
Meet Zach Evans. Murdered his wife with a cleaver 2 months into their marriage.
Oh,
Mr. Evans.
made it 2 months.
2 whole months.
You're saying that your wife was already dead by the time that you came home from your brother's house, is that correct? So that would make you innocent then.
I didn't kill my wife!
He's like, oh, okay.
I didn't kill her. I loved Amanda.
He's very sad. He has the nose drips.
He does.
That looks like Zach. So, what do you think?
They're in a very creepy looking
I get the feeling
library? Where are they?
Rewind the tape a bit.
Yeah, this is 2005, so they're still in that like we don't have laptops
True.
with us era.
That's true. Because I don't remember when the anime was made, but it wasn't too far after the first season.
It was made in 2011, but this is still in the we're trying to find
Yeah.
dad phase, so it
Yeah.
takes place in 2005.
Go frame by frame. There. Do you see that?
Very Joker-esque.
that? Dad always said spirits and ghosts give a strange glow when they're recorded on camera.
You think this is a doppelganger?
So this is like a shapeshifter
Yeah, I think so.
thing,
Yeah.
which I'm interested to. So is this not canon because like they would have
Yeah, I don't
just seen it?
I don't think it's canon. I
Okay.
don't think it's canon. I think it's its own sort of thing because it said based off of in the very
Okay.
beginning, so I don't think it's canon.
That's cool.
Did I tell you about the time that so I think I was in college, and I think that this guy was trying to flirt with me, and I was in
Okay.
organic chemistry lab, and we had just gotten back from Christmas break, and he was like, hey, you know, do you live up in Illinois? And we went to school in Nashville, and I said no, and he's like, well, there was somebody like that looked just like you that I saw up there. And I said, it was my doppelganger. And he looked at me and I said, yeah, I just wanted to, send her up there to check on you. And then it didn't occur to me that I think he was trying to be sexy and I just made it really, really, really awkward. And he was like, okay. And then he just never spoke to me again.
To be fair, that is a strange way to open a conversation.
Yeah. And he got the strangeness back and I don't think he was expecting it. And so, I mean,
Oh, that's funny.
That's why I'm single, guys.
Why?
Oh, so at first I thought that was her shoe, and I'm like, why are we having a close up of her shoe? But it's a close up of her butt.
Weird in a different way.
Yeah.
Ow!
You okay?
Yeah, I just sliced my finger on the door frame.
How?
Don't worry about it. I think I'll live.
I think she needs a tetanus shot now.
Yeah. He just bandaged it.
In the line of duty.
But with what?
With a handkerchief?
Okay, from the angle, it legit looks like he, tore her bra off from under her shirt somehow, and I was really concerned.
Thank you, Marshall.
All in the line of duty.
Why is Dean such a lecherous guy in the anime?
I mean, he kind of is, just in general,
Well,
but
I
he's
know.
not, like...
But somehow, Jensen Ackles' charismaticness, it offsets the lecherousness.
He
There's
flirts
no...
with everybody. I've never seen him take somebody's bra off without consent.
Since I just saved your life, I was thinking maybe we can go out for a few drinks tonight.
But he's so lecherous in this anime, I don't understand.
I thought it might have been a spirit, but it didn't leave any signs, no ozone odors, nothing.
They're just saying this full in view of the cop.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you alright?
She's crying. You notice that anime people with big boobs, somehow they always, do this thing where they have to, it has to be underneath, like when I do this, I just do like this. But, it has to be underneath the boob, so it's like, hey, you see I got a rack here?
Have you ever seen the thing where it's like, what is it, that meme format that's like, if you're wondering if your female characters are drawn in a not okay way, do this thing where you switch them out with Hawkeye, and if it still doesn't seem
Hawkeye
weird...
Initiative.
The Hawkeye Initiative, yeah. I was watching that, I somehow missed that when it first was a thing,
Yeah.
and then I was watching a TikTok about it, and I was laughing so hard.
Hawkeye Initiative is fantastic.
Yes, we were. Amanda and I had been friends for a very long time.
I had no idea.
They don't want to look at each other while they're talking.
No.
It's nice of you to be concerned.
That's me, Mr. Nice Guy.
They did really capture one thing. It's Dean flirting and Sam doing the work.
Yeah, basically.
It's a weakness of mine.
Did you just slam the window?
That had all the energy of, you've seen Death Note?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know the, I'll take a potato chip and eat it! That was exactly that, but just with Sam.
Yep. How did they miss blood going down the...
showing us the
What?
They're
Into
good
the
hunters,
sewer.
but they're not the best detectives all the time.
No.
Well, this is reassuring.
Into a steaming sewer.
Sure, that smells good.
Okay, so, question.
Okay.
And just in general with Supernatural too, how...
Yeah, that's the whole just how. How is Supernatural?
It just, no, the sewers are always ginormous.
Mm-hmm.
Like, does this just occur in every single city? Because I don't think if you go into Atlanta sewers, I don't think it looks like this.
No, when we pulled kittens out of a storm drain, it was like this big.
Yeah, it's like so. It always is like that. Always.
Always.
These bullets are rock salt.
Real bullets won't do us any good. Our guy is a spirit.
He acted like he had never seen rock salt bullets before.
I've recently been watching through this again because
Yeah.
my parents wanted to see it.
Yeah.
So I've been re-experiencing it with them. They didn't come up with, and Dean came up with it, and Sam was equally as confused, and I think it was after this particular episode.
Oh.
It was in, episode 7, I think, that he was like, look at this, and he had rock salt. He's like, rock salt in the gun, and I was like, oh.
Alright, well I guess if this is sort of like an alternate universe, that makes sense. He wouldn't know.
Looks like we're gonna have to do this the hard way.
Oh. That looked like the Beholder for a minute.
It did. Oh no.
Don't shoot the rat.
I like rats.
I almost blasted that thing.
Yeah, you did.
Dean, behind you!
What? Oh.
He just loses his arm and becomes Bucky Barnes.
Basically. Don't doppelgangers, isn't that like a silver thing? I don't remember. Is it doppelgangers or silver?
Silver, yeah.
That's what I thought. I know these things.
Morning, guys. Editing Avery here. When I was looking back at the footage, I realized that for a brief part of the video, my camera just decided to look at one clip and be like, hey, you can't sit with us. So I'm going to just recap the main bullet points for you right now so that there's not a huge hole in the narrative. So that's fun. Basically, Sam gets caught and tied up over this ledge, like he's hanging out over this ledge, which seems very excessive, by the shapeshifter, who is now shifted into Dean. Isn't that fun?
No need to panic, Sammy boy.
You're not Dean. Dean hurt his shoulder.
Sam figures out that Dean is not Dean because he's like using his bad arm, like he hurt his arm in the fight. And it's funny because in the show, like he really hurt his arm in the fight, and then later on, Sam tosses him the keys and he catches it with his left hand, and he's like, hey, I know that you're not my brother because, you know, you purposefully used your bad arm. But in this one, he just like touches his head with his bad arm hand, and he's just like, hey, you can't be my brother, you use your arm.
Well, that hurts a little, bro. Being rejected by your own brother? Why would you say these things?
But if you've seen the show, this is the bit where like the shapeshifter like has downloaded all of Dean's thoughts and like confronts Sam about their family drama.
You've been having a hard time lately, haven't you? Almost as hard as what I've been through.
And it is kind of funny to me in a sad way how Dean's life is so miserable that even the evil shapeshifter that's taking his identity is sympathizing and empathizing with him.
Catherine, little bro. Huh? I'm gonna show her a good time.
But he's off to impersonate Dean and go be creepy with the girl detective that they met. And once he leaves, Sam realizes that a little further down, hanging off the same ledge as him, is the real Dean. And he fidgets really hard and gets him clocked over the head with a big rock. And then Dean's like, I'm gonna burn off the ropes to get us out of here. And that's where we pick back up with the regular audio. So, have a good day.
So this thing was boiling and bubbling and...
Right, the inflatable muscles.
Yes.
It's very concerning.
You know, it reminds me, I don't think you've ever seen Yu Yu Hakusho.
Not yet.
So there's this villain that's a pretty big villain for most of the end of like the whole anime. It's like a really long, like 100-something episodes. And he has this thing where like he powers up and like his muscles get grotesquely large. And that was not quite as gross as that. But
it's kind of like the Hulk, but like they had like a deflatable quality to them.
Yeah. What?
Oh.
What?
A Demogorgon?
Basically, what on earth is that? I don't think that's in the series.
No. It was pretty gross in the series too, though. His like teeth all came out.
Yes, I do remember that. Oh, lucky for Dean, he somehow burned all of the rope except for that bit.
Now I know what Tarzan goes through.
Well, you didn't fall.
Shapeshifters aren't that hard to get rid of. Not like vampires or anything. All it takes is this, a silver bullet to get the job done.
I'm trying to pinpoint like why exactly what sounds different about Dean. I think it's just Dean, like Jensen Ackles has a very like Texas accent.
He does.
And that actor does not.
No, and he's trying, and he doesn't need to try.
A lot of people don't know how to do Southern accents.
No, and they don't know how to do it in it's regional. Because, you know, I don't have much of an accent because I was a singer and I was a trained singer, and they sort of train it out of you, so I don't have much of an accent. But even Georgians have a sort of a slower kind of softer accent, and then you go over, you know, you go to Nashville and it's, you know, really twangy, and then you go to Texas and it's twangy, and
a lot of people, like, it's a lot more subtle than, like, what's on TV.
Oh,
so
definitely.
like if your reference point is TV, then you're going to overshoot.
So in CIS New Orleans, my mom likes to watch it sometimes. And oh my goodness.
New Orleans accents are hard.
There's this one guy, and apparently he is legitimately Southern. I don't know if he's from New Orleans. His accent sounds so horribly fake. It drives me insane. And
it turns out he's like born and raised there.
Yeah, probably.
And, like,
it probably
you're gonna
was.
Get a bunch of angry messages.
Probably I will, but like it drives me insane because I think he really plays it up, but he plays it up so much that it's distracting. It really is.
Yeah, that's a very unique accent.
It is. It is.
It's really pretty.
Yes.
It's very hard to replicate.
Very
if it's not
difficult.
Your accent.
Thank God you're all right.
I'm fine now. What can I do for you at this time?
Of night.
Middle of the night, dude.
I was worried.
You are telling me that one of these creatures was the real culprit? These what did you call them?
Shape, what did you call him?
I gather. You have to believe me.
You know,
You have to.
shapeshifters.
You have to believe me.
What the hell is this?
I checked with the U.S. Marshal Services. There is no Marshal Davis.
Okay, again, in the show, that does happen. They tell her that Dean's a cop,
Yeah.
but they tell her that he's a cop, like, in a small town.
Uh-huh.
And so it's really a lot easier for her to check.
Yeah.
She checked with all of the Marshal Services.
All of
and
them.
there's no Davis.
No Davis. Despite that being a very common name, no Davis. What? Wait.
Who the hell are you? Remember when we first went to see the crime scene? You sliced open your finger. Let me see it.
Are there two? What's happening?
You are completely surrounded!
You're gonna pay for everything you've done.
What?
There's
There's a lot happening.
Did she just jump through her skylight?
What the hell?
On it! Move!
So did the shapeshifter shift to her and it was really Dean this whole time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which would have been enough of a twist, but then all of a sudden they threw in the fact that there was cops surrounding them. I feel like in order to properly do a twist, you can't just do a twist and then just do another twist on top of that before the audience has a chance to understand what's going on. And granted, I'm not the smartest person, but I feel like
I don't know what's going on at any given time.
I feel like I need a little bit longer than maybe 3 seconds to really process a twist. Maybe give me like 10 seconds. 10 seconds I feel like is a good round number. 3 is a little bit, that's asking a lot.
What am I gonna do now?
And then I thought Sam was with him and he's not, and
Freeze. Huh?
Even he's confused.
Don't shoot.
Gotcha.
What's happening?
Damn it! Search the house! Come on!
He's so mad you can hear him from the street. It's like in Home Alone 2.
so I guess Dean ambushed somehow a SWAT guy somehow by himself and then just changed clothes somehow and then escaped. But why was the SWAT guy alone?
I don't know.
I'm so confused, guys. I don't understand.
Dean?
I feel like you should have tested him with silver. Like, when did they start doing that in the series? Don't they start doing that pretty early on? They test each other with silver. I feel like this is a case to do that.
I think they start doing it in this episode.
Well, because of the screw up.
Gotta find her.
What do you think we should do?
Best guess, we gotta try to find his nesting area and then search it with a fine-tooth comb.
Damn it. That'll take forever.
Sam was just about to leave town to be like, well, hope she didn't die. See ya.
All right, quit your whining. That's enough. All we have to do is find the closest entrance to the sewage line, Sammy.
Quit whining and you get your ass down in the sewage line.
It's a big brother thing.
We may just be the ones that end up on the wanted list.
What? You should have tested it with silver.
You're not Dean, are you?
Took the words right out of my mouth. Because I know you're not Sam.
And then those wouldn't be the words straight out of his mouth.
No.
This is dangerous.
Are they just wanting to crash?
Whoa.
This is why you always have a silver ring, and you shake someone's hand with a silver ring.
There you go.
You know, we could have avoided all this mess. I'm not saying anything is real, but I'm not saying it's not.
Whoa, did he just kick his whole jaw off?
Looks like you're the one with the cheap disguise.
So, the shapeshifter, like, who the shapeshifter is has become like a shell game, where
It
it's like,
is!
and I can't keep track.
Yes.
Well, I've grown.
Watch neither one of them be the shapeshifter.
They pull up to a 7-Eleven after this, and the shapeshifter doesn't look like anybody. He's just a shapeshifter in, like, a Honda Civic, and he's like, hey, and then he just drives off.
Oh, yeah?
Ouch.
Maybe you should have grabbed it quicker.
Let's finish this. I want my brother back.
Okay, so Sam
finish this.
Sam is the shapeshifter.
I really am Dean.
Yeah, and I really am Sam. I'm sorry you don't believe me, big brother.
Why are they in the middle of traffic all of a sudden? I am so confused. No, that's another Sam. So it was Sam? I hope it was Sam, because someone's dead.
Uh-oh.
So I guess Sam was the shapeshifter.
I guess so.
Poor Dean! Dean looks like he needs therapy!
I need therapy. Oh, can't show that. Oh, he caught up to them and shot himself.
Yeah.
So Dean just saw Dean just saw Sam shoot Sam.
Yeah. So Dean was right. It wasn't Sam.
He stepped into oncoming traffic and everything.
He did. It was very dramatic.
And what do you think the other drivers are thinking? Should I call? You're good? Okay, you're good. They're good. They just keep driving.
We didn't see anything.
So, how did you like shooting yourself?
I'll probably have nightmares about it.
This is really weird.
Do.
Oh, they found the girl.
Hey, thanks a lot for saving my life.
Okay, here's the thing that I want. I want an anime title version of Carry On Wayward Son. That's what I want, and that's not what I got, and I'm sad.
No, and then they have it at the end of the first episode, and that's not how that
Just doing my job.
works. You start with it at the beginning of the season and end with it at the end.
So, have you two always been monster hunters then?
Yeah, pretty much.
How did you get into that?
Their dad was bad at being a dad.
Trauma.
Family business.
Well, that's the end. Aww. A lot just happened in 22 minutes.
Yeah.
Overall, it's not bad.
No, it was pretty enjoyable, actually, generally speaking.
But it is funny because, like, if you've seen the show, especially I've seen it recently, it's funny because they like changed it enough to like give you incentive to watch the anime, but it is still similar, and they kind of had half the time to tell the story, but they did a good job with what they had.
They did. They did.
It wasn't quite as horribly violent after the first scene, which I'm glad for because that'll make my editing job easier.
And the 3-card Monty was a little bit much. But especially since I'm not entirely certain how things happened, because they had such a short time to, tell the story, they sort of cut out bits, and so we didn't see any glints or flashes of Sam or the demon turning into Sam, shapeshifter turning into Sam, and so then you were just confused, and then so it was a lot to process, but it wasn't bad.
Yeah, I've just recently started getting into anime, so I don't know how this ranks against like more well-known animes. The art is really pretty.
Art is pretty. I used to be really super, like, that was my whole thing. And I still watch some of it, but back when I was a teenager, I really watched it. It's storytelling-wise, you kind of have to appreciate Supernatural in order to really kind of appreciate the anime. You kind of, it's not something you can just sort of watch and then have any idea what was going on. You kind of have to have knowledge beyond what the anime explains. But entertainment-wise, I mean, it was good. I think it's pretty solid. I would say pretty solid, 7, 8 out of 10.
I'd watch more of them.
Yeah, I would too, actually.
They only made 22 episodes, so it's not like a huge time investment either.
Yeah, I would definitely watch, unlike Star Trek, the animated series, which I don't think I'll watch ever again, I would actually watch this again, I think.
Yeah. It was pretty good. After the horribly, horribly violent opening, it was
After
fine.
the slasher opening, I just...
Good lord. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was pretty okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't have anything else to say.
No, I think, yeah. It's a lot to process, but
Yeah.
you know, it's not bad. It's just a lot.
It's a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we can end this video here.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing. If you're new here and you're a fan of nonsense, maybe consider sticking around. I post usually less violent nonsense all the time. Yeah, remember, my name is Avery. I'm a YouTuber if you say so, because thanks to you guys, this is technically a YouTube channel.
Thanks
Bye.
for watching. Bye.
Thanks, Natasha.